Okay for everyone.
Yeah, it's okay. I thought you are in more space because you are
Okay,
sitting on the chair.
I am. I'm in a different spot. So I'm just not sure because I'm in one of the classrooms if the connection is strong enough, but it seems like I can hear everyone okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, it's okay. Your sound's okay.
Perfect. Hello, Angelica. Welcome to the class.
Hello, Happy.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Abby. Where are you from?
I'm from Italy.
From Italy. Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us today. How long have you been
Nice
with
to meet you
Burbling?
too. I've been since March.
Since March. Okay. And what do you think? Is it helping you to reach your goals so far?
Yes, it's helpful and it's practical to use.
Good. I'm glad that you're enjoying it, Angelica. I've been with Verbling for a long time now, but I took a break from teaching, so it's nice to meet some of the newer students. Hi, Amp.
Nice
Welcome
to
back.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
Hi. I'm doing very well. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Awesome. Nice to have you back in class. Thanks for joining us. Julian,
Hi, how are you? How you doing?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking. Nice to meet you, Julian. Tell me about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia.
Nice. And how long have you been with Verbling for?
Sorry?
How long have you been studying English with
Okay,
Verbling?
2 months ago. I started 2 months ago in April of this year.
In April of this year. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes.
Thanks.
I,
Thanks for
I
coming to my
learned
class.
so much. Okay, thank you.
Today we're going to be focusing on more of like a business related topic. We're going to be talking about investing, how important it is, but obviously the goal is to practice our English. So we'll be using vocabulary, a little bit of reading and whatnot to kind of have a discussion with each other and practice writing and discussing things as well. Ruama, welcome back.
Thank you. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. Thanks for coming back. It's nice to have you. And Joao, welcome back to the class.
So thank you, Abby.
Murad,
It's
can
nice to be here.
I? Thanks for coming. Murad, welcome back.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well. Thanks for asking. Murad, when you're not speaking, can you keep your microphone on mute just because there is some background noise?
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us again. It's nice to have you. And is it, oh, I'm going to say drum, but I don't know your name. It's either Dee Rum or Drum. No? All right. Mateo, welcome.
Hello.
Hi, Mateo. How are you?
Fine, thanks. Can you hear
Good.
me?
I can hear you well. Are you in Panama?
Yeah. Now I stay in nella mia abitazione.
Wow, very nice. Thanks for joining us today. We're happy to have you. And Heber,
Yes,
welcome. Thanks for coming. How are you today?
fine, thank you. What about you?
I'm very good. Where are you from?
I'm from El Salvador.
El Salvador. Thanks for coming. Really nice
Right,
to see
thank
you
you.
all, and welcome to my class. I'm teaching from my work today, so I apologize if there are any interruptions, but it's a bit of a crazy time, so I had to come to work today and teach you from my location. So we have the next couple of hours together. We're talking about business and investing. But if everyone could do that, that would be fantastic. So speaking of today's topic, investing and business, why do people invest? Maybe we could start with Amp. Give me one reason why people invest.
In order to have a future, a better future,
Mhm. Absolutely. So investments go hand in hand with the future, right? It's not for anything permanent or right now, but a future endeavor. Has anyone in the class ever invested before? Maybe made an investment that they would like to talk about or share?
Well, I think that the people invest because they want to get the revenue.
Because they want what? Sorry?
Get revenue.
They want to get an advantage or money?
Money specifically, talking about the revenue.
Absolutely, right? So the idea is that they have a return. And a return when it comes to investment is obviously the money that you earn or gain from it, right? Does anyone else?
Profit.
A profit, yeah, that's a good word to use as well. What are some popular investments? Angelica, would you like to tell us? Can you think of anything that people invest in normally?
A popular investment in Italy is the estate.
Okay, so we
We
would call
buy
that.
houses, lands, box. It's very it's always been very popular in Italy.
So we could say real estate or property. Good answer. Joao, why do you think real estate or property investments are popular? Joao, your
Okay,
microphone.
yes, I'm here. So, Abby, currently I was think about to invest in bowling because I think bowling is a good investment to do because actually I know it's a very expensive investment, but I think there is a good return and in a short period of time, I think I think it's good.
Did you say bowling as in the sport, the game?
Yes, but bowling, I don't know if it's right to say a house bowling, you know, it's a house that you have entertainment and games and like the main entertainment we have bowling. If you are the owner of the bowling, not like you being a I don't know how can I say uh, sport, not, like not a sport, but if you are the owner of the investment,
The owner of the bowling alley,
Yes, yes,
like the
yes,
place where people go. Okay. Is
yes,
that a popular sport where you live, Joao?
yes. Here now it's very good here in Brazil. Okay, before a long time ago it was not nobody like it, and I think today it's a good here in Rio de Janeiro. It's been a good sport to invest.
Interesting. That sounds interesting. So different areas obviously will have different possibilities as far as investments go. And like for example, here where I live, bowling would probably not be a good investment, but
Yeah, yeah, I
different areas
understand.
mean different things, right? Interesting. Thank you for sharing. Can anyone else think of
Okay.
a popular investment that people make?
Funding,
Explain.
investing in funds, quotes of funds.
Like mutual funds?
Yes, sort of.
Okay. So explain what is that and why do people invest in funds like mutual funds, for example?
Because there are some experts that invest for you.
Okay. Okay, very good. Now you had mentioned property or real estate investment before. Maybe we can ask Matteo. Matteo, why is property a good investment? You're a businessman. Tell us what you think about that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. perfectly.
Okay. No, because here often the connection is not very good. Um, I like invest in a real estate, and uh, I think the real estate it's a better investment because it's when you invest your money, you invest your money in some things that you can see, you can touch, okay? And while the investment in forex share, it's derivates economy, financial. Real estate, it's a real economy.
Absolutely. And even though there are dips and spikes when it comes to the cost of real estate, what happens to the price of real estate over a long period of time? Maybe Julian, would you like to answer that? What happens to real estate over a long period of time?
In these periods, the price of the property or the real estate property are increasing over the years, and it's a long time investment, really, because you don't have much earns or much profit in 1 year, but your profit you could see 5 or 10 years before later of your investment.
Yeah, good vocabulary, Julian. It's a long-term investment. So perhaps you buy a property today, and in 1 year from now, the cost of the property has decreased. There's no reason to panic if you just wait, or wait it out is the expression we use, wait it out.
Yes, because it's a safe investment.
Eventually the cost of the property will increase again. Good. Does anyone else have a comment about maybe popular investments in the area that you live in? What people like to invest in? Ruama?
Trade market.
Explain.
So we invest some money in some company that you buy some percentage of the company. I don't know how you call it. In English, maybe we call it in Brazil. Yes. So you buy little percentage from Apple, for example. When it began in 1980s, it was $1, and nowadays you can't buy for $1 anymore. Now we would have millions of dollars if we would invest in Apple 30 years ago. I think this is a quicker way to make money if you have some. It's high risk investments. The higher is the risk, the higher is the profit, and the higher is the loss as well in case you lose. Property is like a safe investment. It's a lot of money, and it's really hard to lose money from properties. So.
Beautiful. Good answer. Has anyone, and Mustafa talked about what waited out means. He's right on the money with that. He's got a good description of what that means. And Mateo said shares, which is exactly what Ruama was talking about, shares, right? Purchasing shares and hoping that the cost of that company increases so that you can benefit from that increase. Beautiful. Anyone else have anything they'd like to add as far as investments or smart investments are concerned? Murat, can you describe what is retirement?
Retirement is a good thing. Everybody wants to be retirement, especially early. But in our country, retirement age is very late, for almost 65 years.
Okay.
Maybe I cannot live after 65. So everybody invest their own retirement. For example, they can saving money, $10,000 or $20,000 per year, and they can be retired 15 years. So saving money is good thing for early retirement.
Okay, so saving money is one way to invest into your retirement, although it might not have a gain for you,
Yeah.
right? It'll just build as you save more.
Yes.
Good answer. Thank you very much. And Mustafa, you're talking about what people invest in your country. Tell us about it.
No, just it's like the common investment in my country beside like real estate. Also, we have like real estate investment and other kind of investment, but this is like the common thing. Like we have the oil, like the main source in my country. So the government they like investment in oil, and many like foreign company came here to
Mm-hmm.
invest in oil. And I think because the oil prices nowadays and the oil prices start going downhill, um, we have a lot of problem with economic and something like that, and try to maybe try to buy or sell, no, sorry, sell the oil with this price only to get money, because our whole economic is dependent on oil. Like this is a very weak point for us nowadays. But what we can do?
It's sad, right? People putting money into a mineral when there are people who need that for other more important things. But that is the world we live in, Mustafa. Thanks for sharing your experience with us. Any other
Welcome.
comments?
You talked about pensions.
Mm-hmm.
A curious thing here in UK, they have the pensions. You work, you pay your pension normal for the government, but there
Mm-hmm.
is a second pension the government obligates you to pay. Then you can pop out, but you need to pop in first and then you cancel. Is to add to your future pension, and they use the money to invest in something else. So they don't promise you profits, but they trying to persuade you to make an extra pension for your future.
Right. That's an interesting and again excellent vocabulary, Ruama. Pension is the amount of money that you would receive after you retire, in case anyone didn't know. Okay. Murat mentioned 65 as the retirement age in his country. I think it's the same in Canada, 65 or 62. I can't quite remember. Does anyone have a different number that they'd like to share?
Yes, here in Colombia for a woman it's 65 and for men it's 68
Okay.
years old.
Juliana, if you don't mind me asking, when, let's say, for example, an older gentleman retires at the age of 68, like you said, what would he hope for? Would the pension that he receives be enough to cover his living expenses or no?
Really, when you start your retirement here in Colombia, the money that you receive of for that covered your expense or your life. But when you uh, move, or I don't say that move in the years, and maybe past 5 years, 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
the increment in the patient, the money is not enough to to live here in Colombia, because the increments are low. Um, are the increments of the other employment or employments here in Colombia.
Right. So I think that is why investing is a smart plan, because in most countries, pension will not be enough to cover your expenses after retirement, which is why a secondary investment is probably a smart idea, right? When do you think it's a good idea to start investing? When is it a good idea to start investing?
Um, I think the always is a good idea start an investment because you don't need to get in this case
When you start work,
88 what sorry it's not necessary to start reach the 88 years old to start your investment. If you could do it when you are young, you learn how to make the investment and how you learned different um, sectors and you learned how to make money more easily with the experience.
Right. So, and Angelica says when you start working. Julian says when you're able to determine the market, but as soon as possible. And Mateo says when you can buy low. So I guess it depends on the type of investment that you're looking, right? Rama says in a crisis, obviously things are low, it's hard times. That's when you're going to get more for your dollar, right? You guys probably know way more about these topics than I do even in your own languages. So it's awesome to hear you express yourselves in English. Let's take a look at an article that I've chosen for us. We have, it's called How to Start Investing. Everything you need to know to start investing. So let me see if I can share my screen. So invest your money early, late, and invest. Yeah. They say the earlier the better. Right, Mustafa, the earlier the better, because you can start putting something away for your future. Okay, can you guys see the article on the screen share?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Would you?
no, I can't.
You can't?
No, he can. She can.
Okay, if everybody can see it, maybe we could have Amp read that first paragraph for us. Whoops.
Okay.
Thousands of Americans begin investing each year, and some are delayed from investing because they simply don't know when or how to start. In this white paper, we will explain everything you need to know about investing, including when to start and what to invest in.
Okay, so how popular is investing, Amp?
Very popular.
Yeah, it says thousands of Americans are doing it every single year. And why do you think this is such a hot topic? Why do you think people are having a hard time understanding what to invest in?
Because of, sometimes we don't have any idea what to do, and this is a good beginning.
Right, so they need to figure out where to start. That's why everyone's talking about it. Any questions or comments on that first paragraph? All right, Angelica, can we go to you? I'll get you to read the next part here, the highlighted part.
The importance of early investing. There are many logical reasons to start investing at a young age, even though most people won't start until they approach retirement age. This is often due to people not knowing much about investing or thinking they are not financially able to invest. The thing to remember is that you don't have to be rich or old to invest. In fact, many of the rich get rich from investing.
Excellent. Thank you, Angelica. Your reading is great. Can you tell me when you think it's a good idea to start investing?
For me, yes, when you start working, you have a wage, you have something to invest.
Beautiful, exactly. Why do you think it's better to start investing while you're young as opposed to waiting to when you're older?
Yes, you have a long run to invest. You can try something risky. You can try different things when you're young. When you're older, maybe it's just too late to have just some accounting.
Exactly, right? And how do you think most people get rich?
Oh yes, I think from investing in innovation, maybe innovating an idea. Yes, in firms, in companies.
Beautiful. Excellent job. Now, are there any questions about the vocabulary so far in the article?
It's easy. And
Good.
now it's easy.
Let's continue with Joao. Joao, can you read the next paragraph for us?
Yes, of course. So, what's compounding? Money grows the longer it's left alone due to a process called compounding. Compounding is the process of interest earned on top of interest. If you invested in $2,000 a year in an investment portfolio in retirement account for 20 years, $14,000 compounding can grow this money to over 300,000 in a dollar in an additional 2 years. By the 20th year, this money would have already grown to over 87,000 using a 10% compounding interest model. With compounding, the sooner you start investing, the better the return. The later you wait to invest, the harder it is to see a real return on your investment.
Thank you very much, Joao. Any questions
Okay,
on the
welcome.
vocabulary?
What's compounding?
Okay, so that's what the paragraph was about. Who can explain it in your own words? What is compounding?
Become like what can I say? Like square by two, or something like that.
What was that?
Mm.
Can you repeat? Becomes what?
We say like yesterday, troubling, something like troubling, but it is not troubling exactly. But it's becoming more and more. The amount of money you have become greater,
Like growing or
grown,
building?
grown, yeah, grown by x2. We can say something like that.
Right. So compounding, it has to do with the interest earned on a lump sum. What is it? It's in the paragraph here. Anyone want to give it a try?
Compounding is when you invest in something and the interest, as you said, is on top of the what you already got. There is compounding tax and simple tax in interest investments. So, for example, if you have 10% a month, and next month will be not just 10%, will be 10% on top of the other 10% that you already got.
Beautiful.
So it's kind of compounding. Yeah, well, kind of it.
Exactly. So it's 10% of a higher amount each month or each year, depending on it, right?
Yes. If simple is just 10% from the basic first amount, let's say £1,000, it would be 10% would be £100. And next month another £100. But the compound one is 10% on top of 1,100, and then on top of 1,200 is something. Yes.
Good job. If anyone needs business or investment advice, they should talk to you. You sound like you have a good understanding of it.
Well, I was graduated a long time ago in business, so I kind of remember something.
Good for you. No, that's fantastic. So obviously now we understand what compounding is. Any questions on that?
Can you explain it by your word?
Yeah, so let's say you invest $1,000, okay? In a year, let's say your rate is 10%. In a year, you get $100 on your 1,000. This is a very low investment, obviously, right? So if it's compounded, it means the following year you will get 10% of $1,100 rather than just the base amount that you originally invested of 1,000.
Okay. So teacher, it's began with 10% or it depends?
I'm sorry?
It starts with 10% or it depends?
It depends on your investment. And to be honest with you, Mustafa, I really don't know what would be typical in this style of investment. I have only ever invested in real estate. So for me, this is like a new thing. And it's something that I've been looking into lately, which is why I thought this was kind of an interesting topic for today. So as I learn more, I will share it with you, okay?
Thank you for explanation, teacher.
Just one more thing. I will not interrupt anymore. Just
No,
out of curiosity, Brazil works in compound interest in every single investment in banks. So that's why all the banks now are going to Brazil, because our interests are really, really high.
Usually with high percentage or high return investments, that means high risk. So would you say that investing in a Brazilian bank is higher risk?
No, that's not really. It's not about the percentage. Let's say 10% or 15. Even if it's one, it will be a compounding investment.
Okay.
When you lend money from the bank, you pay a compounding interest afterwards. And all the banks go to Brazil because they want to lend money to people, because it's a really good rate to get back money afterwards. So
Right.
it's stuff, let's say 15% a month. So average. So it's good for the banks, not for the
Wow, yeah,
people.
especially monthly. Good. Thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you so much. Julian, do you want to read the yellow box for us, the hidden benefit?
The hidden benefit. One benefit to early investing that doesn't seem to be a huge bonus as far as growing your money, but it improves your current lifestyles, and attach the fact that investing teaches you better spending habits. If you know you have to have a certain amount of funds to be able to live and to invest, you will be much less likely to overspend or to create opportunities for debt. The most important thing to remember about this point is that it only really works when you invest sooner than later. Investing after incurring debt doesn't benefit anyone but the creditors, who will inevitably collect your funds plus interest.
Okay. So, Julianne, thank you so much for reading. I'm going to get you to repeat a couple words for me, okay? The first word I want you to repeat is hidden with a short I sound. Hidden.
Hidden.
Beautiful. Thank you. Lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
Debt.
Debt.
And there was one more. Incurring debt. Oh, right here. Creditors. Creditors.
Creditors.
Much better. Excellent. Thank you for reading. Any questions on the vocabulary for this paragraph? What is the worst thing you can do for your financial future? Maybe we can have Matteo answer that for us. Matteo, what is the worst thing you can do for your financial future?
Buy some things bad.
Buy something dead?
Bad.
Oh.
With the yeah, no, because for me, the in the topic investment, the better things is just price. You must buy something at the right price.
Right. Very true. What
I
else is?
think that is investing in something which is compliant with your time horizon.
For
Okay.
example, time horizon, sorry.
With your with the time of your investing.
Okay, so you
Ah,
say investing late investments.
For example, you choose something, for example, stock exchange, and you have not so money, or you have to realize quickly. Sometimes you can have a bad loss.
Okay.
Okay. I must answer.
Something which isn't compliant with your style.
Okay, both of you have good points. Murat, what do you think is the worst thing we can do? I think Amp's on the same topic as me. What's the worst thing you can do for your financial future, Murat?
I think the worst thing is overspent for financial future and wrong investment and yeah, that's it.
Right. So, overspending or incurring debt. What would happen, or what would be the outcome? Amp, maybe you can use your English to say it out loud, but what would be the outcome if you decided to make an investment and at the same time incur debt on credit cards and then later have that be a problem? What would happen, Amp?
Because the creator then that they are going to collect your funds,
Right.
and with a lot of interest.
Right. So the very first thing that the creditors will do will be to look at what we call your assets. I'm sure you've heard that before. Your assets or anything that you have accumulated over your lifetime, and that will be the first thing that they take until they get their money back, right? So staying out of debt is pretty simple, isn't it? Something that I know. Anyone have a comment on that? All right.
Yes.
Joel, go ahead.
Okay. Really, when you don't know how works investment, you have a high risk to lose your money because if you depends that you consult or your manager in the some company of funds in some time or any time of your journey you need to take a decision about that. You need to know how to work investment, how works the I don't know how works the oil sector or the bank financial sector, because that defines you if you will have a good earn in this investment.
I agree. So having a good understanding of whatever it is that you choose to invest in, right?
Yes.
Knowing the history, knowing the potentials, knowing the risks, all valuable information when you're thinking of putting your money somewhere. Matteo, you said that you prefer to invest in something that you know because you don't trust a broker. Explain.
Yeah. For me, each things in the investment in all things share asset funds real estate. The first things for me, it's very important that you must know, you must study in which kind you put your money. For example, usually the people take the choose from their broker. Okay, the broker said you plans for invest your money, but I don't trust this person because this person worked for a company, and this company needed your money. And for this, in my opinion, it's very important. You must study each topic on the market where you invest your money before.
Absolutely. So doing a lot of research to understand what it is that you're investing in. Good. Let's continue. Maybe who read last? Joao. Julian, have you read?
Yes.
You did? Okay, so let's go to the other side. We'll have Mustafa. Could you read the next paragraph for us? Do you need me to share the screen?
How can I read it? I don't have any.
I'll copy and paste it into the chat box there too.
Okay. One of the pluses to early investing, another big plus to invest earlier, is having a better life after retirement. We see it all the time, commercials about social security benefits changing and how seniors are often forced to live right on the poverty line. But let this be you. If you invest in a Roth or individual retirement account that offer future tax breaks at a young age, you will be least likely to experience that kind of lifestyle. In fact, you will be afford and afford things that most people retirement age would only dream of having. See
Okay.
more.
That's just the link from the article. So there is a mistake in this reading. I thought abortab was a word and I was trying to find the definition of it. But I think what they meant to say was you'll be able to afford things that most people don't. Just so you guys know what that is. Okay, so what is Roth IRA? Roth IRA.
He said it is Roth I don't know. Individual retirement, I said account, IRA.
Right.
But
And
Roth, what's Roth? I don't know.
I don't know. It must be I'm not entirely sure. It could be related to the sponsors of the article. I'm not sure. But the idea is that especially in countries like Canada where taxes are high, instead of investing in something where taxes or the government will take a lot of the money or tax a lot of your money that you've earned on your investment, these types of investments they give you tax breaks or advantages so that you don't pay as much taxes as, say, a different type of investment. Okay? Any questions with that?
I have a question about tax breaks. Like tax breaks, like when it's different from the government tax, right? Like with the list benefits, as you said.
Are you asking what is a tax break?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so a tax break is when the government says basically, you know what, if you choose to lock up your money for a specific amount of time, we will charge you less taxes. We will give you a break in the sense that they're not going to charge you as much or take as much away. Okay? Let's say, for example, if a large company, Mustafa, they decide that they're going to give money to a charity, that money that they give to charity will give them a tax break at the end of the year because they've given something to a nonprofit organization. Okay? So it gives them a tax break. It makes the government look at their books and say, okay, you've earned a lot of money, but you did give a certain portion of that to charity, so we're going to charge you less taxes on that money that you earned. Okay?
Okay.
That's a tax break. You're welcome. No problem. Okay, let's continue. I think we might not have enough time to move on to the portfolio. Or we could. Let's do that. Let's go to what is a portfolio. Mustafa just read. Ruama, would you like to read the yellow box? What does it mean?
I can
Hello?
read.
Oh, there we
go. What does it mean? When you begin investing, you will no doubt hear the word portfolio tossed around a few times. but you may not know what it means. A portfolio is a folder containing a combination of financial assets, stocks, bonds, and cash. This portfolio can be kept by you or managed by professionals in finance, which include financial institutions.
Good, excellent reading. Really nice pronunciation. And Matteo, can you read the gray box? Why is it important?
Yes, sorry. Why is it important? Okay. A portfolio is a necessary part of investing, especially if you plan to invest over a long period of time, or if you plan to invest in a variety of different things. The reason why is it so important is because it holds information about your risk tolerance and investment objectives.
Beautiful. So first of all, who can describe to me what is a portfolio when we're talking about business and investing?
Independent of the definition that he said, like exactly, literally, a folder containing combination of financial assets, stock, bond, and cash.
Right. So it's basically your financial assets in one place, information about them in one place, right? Why is it important to have all of that information together, included in one place? Why is it important to have an investment portfolio? Maybe we could ask Angelica, do you know?
I think it's something for the security of the investor. You know in this way your style, your expectation, your risk.
Absolutely. So let's say, for example, you're the type of person like myself. I can be quite like this.
Yeah.
Maybe you lose track of things, or your mind is busy, occupied in all sorts of endeavors, and you forget or you don't realize or you're not keeping track of some of the investments that you make, right? It's good to have everything in one place so that when another opportunity to invest might pop up in the future, you have a good understanding and all the information is laid out for you in one place, right?
I think that initially some of this information are compulsory for everyone who starts investing. Your bank consultant give you a module to fill in, and you talk about your habits, your income, your expectation, and so on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Anna, welcome to the class. It's nice to see you again.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm late. I just came home now.
How
I was
dare you?
Okay. Thank you.
Not a problem. Okay, so we're just talking about investments here. Anyone else have a comment about that?
About portfolio.
About a portfolio or why you want to have all of your assets listed in one place? Right. Let's read the last part. Who has not read yet? Everyone has read? Okay, Anna, can you read the last part? I've copied and pasted it into the chat box.
Thank you. Thank you, Bunch. Portfolios are also hold information about your risk allocation, which is calculated based on the value of each asset within the portfolio. A risk allocation is used to calculate your risk-reward ratio. This information is imperative, and it is often used to keep people from investing in things with more risk than reward in the short term. However, it is important to remember that if you are investing in stock, the risk it is, the more chance you'll have at earning a greater return. This is the exception to the rule in most cases. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Anna. Why are portfolios important when it comes to understanding your risks? Let's ask Matteo. Why are portfolios important when you're trying to understand your risks?
Why is important portfolio? When? Sorry, Abby.
When you're trying to calculate the risk of an investment.
Ah, my opinion. For calculate your risk in your asset portfolio, is it important that you know a lot of information on all title or shares you have in your portfolio. In
Absolutely.
fact,
go ahead.
No, in fact, you must know. No, sorry. You must to have a portfolio with a different kind of title assets, diversification. You know.
Yes, absolutely. Not
A good portfolio is a portfolio, diversificate portfolio.
diversified.
Diversified, sorry.
There you go. And it's true. We have an idiom in English. Don't put all your what in
Egg,
one what?
egg, 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 egg.
I know.
What?
Don't put all your eggs in one basket,
That's good.
right? Good job, you guys. You guys know a lot of idioms. I think that I may be responsible for helping you with some of that. Okay, so yeah, don't put all your eggs in one basket, meaning do not invest everything in one place. What is your risk to reward ratio? Why is it good to keep that in mind? Joao, do you know?
Sorry, teacher, could you repeat, please, this question?
What is it referring to when it says your risk reward ratio?
No, I didn't understand.
What is your risk to reward ratio when you're considering your portfolio?
Yeah, what is ratio? Ratio.
Ratio is, ooh, how could I describe that? The ratio is the relationship between
Percentage.
two things. For example, if there's 5 people in a room, 3 are boys and 2 are women, the ratio men to women is 3 to 1 or 3 to 2.
Okay. Yes, I think um I think when we consider the risk of it, okay. So actually, I don't know what to say because before I didn't currently I didn't understand what is ratio meant.
No problem, Joao.
Okay.
So your risk to reward ratio. Anyone else want to give it a shot before I tell you?
I think that's a method to evaluate your preparation to risk.
Right. So you say, okay, these are the investments that are guaranteed to make me money. And then these are the ones that are a little bit risky. I don't know what's going to happen with them. What are the chances that an investment is going to give you a reward or that it's going to give you a risk? Obviously, you want more sure investments on the reward side than rewards or than risks, right?
Yes. Okay. Now understood.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes,
If all of
totally.
your investments are super risky, you
Yeah,
probably were not very diversified, as Matteo mentioned. You probably should have had some sure investments that are less risky so that you don't have everything in an investment that could be bad.
yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Whew. Okay, so I think we are pretty much out of time. We should probably stop that there because I need to get everything together for the next class as well. Are there any questions about what we discussed today or anything in general?
Yeah, I have just one comment about investment.
Okay.
Sometimes we think that investment include only money, but I think time is so as important as money because sometimes we have much money, but we don't know how to invest time in in what we do. So I think, for example, linguists, I think it's a very good investment, but we need to invest time. So sometimes people want to reward money, but they don't want to invest time. And I think it's as important as uh, time is as important as money. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Absolutely. So maybe you get a fairly decent return on an investment, but you spend so much time that it
Yes.
wasn't really worth it. It would have made more sense to go get a job and work, right?
Yes, and sometimes people have much money, but they don't have time to enjoy it, you know?
Exactly. Fantastic example, and it's all true. Time itself is an investment, so you need to
Yes.
calculate that in your formula as well. Okay, I am going to close the class. Thank you guys so much. If I don't see you for the next hour, thank you for joining me. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again, okay?
Yeah, teacher, take
Okay,
care.
thank
See
you,
you.
Abby.
Bye. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
Anne. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Goodbye.